Hi all, Wise Wolf here, and welcome back to another episode of New Harbour Wildlife Reserve, continuing where we left off in the Southern Hemisphere Conservation Trail. Before we begin talking about the newest addition to the Conservation Trail, I'd like to first talk about the future of the Southern Hemisphere Conservation Trail. As of me recording this voiceover, the Australia and South America packs are due to release on console tomorrow. As I live in Australia, however, it'll be late tomorrow evening for me. This means that as of the end of this week, I'll now be able to finish off the entirety of the Conservation Trail, and learn where I stand with the complexity meter. There are a few plans for the change in layout for the Conservation Trail, and they are as follow. As I recently discovered that the southern cassowary is mislisted on Planet Zoo's online Zoopedia, it is listed as a least concerned species, but the IUCN has them as vulnerable. Due to this, a few adjustments will be made to the central block of the Conservation Trail. The area allotted for the quokka will now be assigned for the cassowary, and depending on its space requirements, as I haven't checked yet, it also might result in a movement of the area allotted for the Tasmanian devil, making it one solid trek for the cassowary. The quokka won't be going anywhere, don't you worry about that. It's just going to be sharing a mixed exhibit with the koala. I know these two species don't have interspecies enrichment, but many zoos have held them together in the past. I say many zoos, but the only zoo I can think of right now is Perth Zoo, when they moved the quokkas in with the koalas due to stress of so many people doing the wrong thing in their walkthrough. This might mean that the quokka won't get its own designated video, unless some major renovations need to be made to what I do in the koala video. It's a possibility, but it's also an improbability. But you will see the quokka in the Conservation Trail tour at the end of its completion. So don't you worry, it will be there. It just might not get a video. With that out of the way, let's talk about New Harbour's first, but not last, reptilian species. I am, of course, referring to our new entry, the Galapagos Giant Tortoise. As of me recording this, just 2 days ago on Australia Day, I got close and personal with Perth Zoo's Galapagos tortoise Chero. Getting to feed him and pat him was an absolute amazing experience. That was $70 well worth spent. Although, he almost took a large bite of my fingers when he tried to take an extra large bite of the celery stick I was holding. I am happy to say I do still have all my fingers, so don't you worry. Otherwise I probably would be not recording this video right now, because I'd probably be in hospital with less fingers. Mentioning that, obviously today's episode is the Galapagos Giant Tortoise. I already said that already, didn't I? Oh well, I'm keeping this in the video. I am a little annoyed with Planet Zoo's model for the Galapagos Giant Tortoise, or should I call him the Galapagos Tiny Tortoise? The reason why I say that is if you just saw there, the tortoise is so tiny compared to the keeper model. Either the keepers are just giants, or the tortoise are just tiny. Because standing next to Chero, he was at least up to my hip. Now, that's not saying I'm a small person, I am at least 6 foot tall. But they're just small in this game, and it really irritates me when they're meant to be giant. A fix to this model would make my day, but Frontier will probably never do that. You can see right there, it's not even hip height, it's at least knee height on that keeper's model. And that's very frustrating. The Galaps are a very impressive species. They're the most iconic species in the world, known for their impressive size and really long lifespan. Native to the Galapagos Islands, which are about 1,000 kilometers west of Ecuador in Southern America, in the Pacific Ocean. These tortoises are remarkable for their weight, which can exceed 230 kilograms, and their ability to live for over 100 years. There are several species of Galapagos tortoises, each found on the different islands in the archipelago. Sadly, I believe 5 of these species are now classified as extinct. And not just extinct in the wild, but extinct. There's none in captivity, they're gone, and they're never coming back. These tortoises have evolved different shell shapes based on the specific conditions for their island. For example, some species have a saddle-shaped shell that lets them extend their necks to reach high vegetation, while others have a more dome-shaped shell for a broader range of food sources. Galapagos giant tortoises absolutely love their prickly pears and hibiscus flowers, as well as any other vegetation or browse that they can get their hands on, or beaks on. They don't really have hands. I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's move on. Historically, Galapagos tortoises have faced significant threats from people. Early explorers and sailors used them as a source of fresh meat, as they could survive for months without food or water. In addition, invasive species like rats and pigs would eat their eggs or compete for food. However, thanks to conservation programs, many species have made a comeback, with breeding initiatives and habitat protection being crucial in their recovery. It was also then learned that these tortoises play a keystone role in the ecosystems of the islands, helping to shape the landscape by eating grasses, fruits, and other vegetation, and their slow movement and long life make them fascinating subjects of study. And they serve for both a symbol of the resilience and fragility of nature. I just completely skipped over the explanation of how they are a keystone species. As I learned when I met Chero, they basically eat the grass and allow for landing spots for the albatross on the island. When early people took the Galapagos tortoises away, they learned that the albatross populations on the islands were declining as well. The moment they reintroduced the tortoise, the albatross made a comeback. They also provide a little bit of a food source for Galapagos finches. Not as in the finches will go and eat the tortoises, but the insects and bugs that just kind of live on the backs and underbellies of tortoises. The finches will just jump around and eat off the little bugs. Wrapping up that discussion about Galapagos giant tortoises, I now want to move more back into the future of New Harbour. As mentioned at the start of the video, there have been changes to the layout of the Conservation Trail, with the introduction of the cassowary to the lineup. As follows, we already have the first 2 episodes that came out in the previous 2 weeks. While this video is scheduled to come out on the 16th of February, and today is only the 28th. Next week, the 23rd of February, as of this video coming live, obviously not as of me recording this, because next week is the 2nd of February. So that's just... Okay, I'm going to stop talking about time now and just going to talk about dates, okay? The Southern Cassowary will come out on the 23rd of Feb, followed by the Jaguar on the 2nd of March, Koala on the 9th of March, Baird's Tapir and Giant Anteater on the 16th of March, Dingo on the 23rd of March. Hopefully by then, the Oceania pack has come out. Fingers crossed, no guaranteed yet. So that Tasmanian Devil can come out on the 30th of March. Quokka, if there will be a video, will be the 6th of April. The Envirodome, which is basically all the little exhibit animals, regardless of if they're in the Southern Hemisphere or not, will be the 13th of April. And then the 20th of April, which is Easter Sunday in New South Wales, ACT, Queensland and Victoria. That's very interesting. Will be the tour of the Conservation Walk. If the quokkas don't get their own video, then that tour will be the 13th of April. I will then take a break, being the 4th of May will be the next area, or the wrapping up of the zoo if there's not enough complexity meter for the Oriental Precinct. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll leave you with the nice little cinematic, and until next time, peace out.